What's up, and welcome back to Interpreting the Stars. For today, I'm going to be joining the rest of the ranks of YouTube and discuss the latest sequel to hit theaters and HBO Max combined. It's Space Jam: A New Legacy. Space Jam: A New Legacy now follows the next biggest thing in basketball, LeBron James, as he also has a run-in with the Looney Tunes when his son is kidnapped by the nefarious Rhythm. To get his son back, he must play a game of basketball. If he loses, he'll be stuck in the WB universe with Rhythm until the end of time, and his son will be lost forever. He decides to hit up the Looney Tunes to help aid him on his mission. After all, it worked for Michael Jordan 25 years ago, didn't it? So if you follow my channel, you know that I just reviewed the original Space Jam film a few days ago, and I genuinely had a good time with it. I have a lot of nostalgia with that film, and I consider it to be, all around a solid film that definitely deserves to be called classic. And throughout this review, I'll probably be making some comparisons between these two films because, at least for my generation, I have certain expectations as to what should or should not occur in a Space Jam film. First of all, I'll quickly go through my thoughts on some positives, and a lot of that is all visual. This is a very vibrant, colorful film, way before LeBron even steps foot into the Toon world. Even from his own basketball court at his house, it's this really colorful, vibrant blue to the outfits that they wear, and then after that, you start going from planet to planet. There's a lot of visually appealing things going on. Cartoons that you'll recognize is a big one. And pretty much every character that WB has ever created is in one way or another in the background in this film. To me, that's just incredible. It's like their own little multiverse of madness thing going on. And heck, the more that you think about it, the more this is the biggest crossover film that I have ever seen. I thought that alone was pretty cool. Even if sometimes it does get to be a little bit saturated, I could see people ignoring the plot of the film, or missing out on something that's actually important because they're all trying to focus in on what character is in the background. Oh, look, it's Pennywise! I can 100% see that. I mean, they were already doing that with the trailers. Ultimately, though, I did enjoy that aspect. I also appreciated the theme or the moral of the film about, just letting go, being yourself, having fun. I appreciated that because even in my review of the first film, I said that that's not really deeply meaningful at all, while this one has more of that, which is good. But those things are the only parts of the film that I liked. Everything else, I wasn't having it. Here are my main thoughts when it comes down to the negatives. 1. LeBron James cannot act. I'm not going to just sit here and say that Michael Jordan is this great actor that deserves to win an Academy Award for Best Acting or whatever for Space Jam 1. But what I will say is that Michael Jordan has charm and charisma, which are two things that help hide maybe some bad acting because you like them and they're believable in that role at the end of the day. LeBron is not. He has no charm, he has no charisma. He actually looks like he's straining to find a way to perform in this role. He looks like he's trying to act constantly, and I noticed it every step of the way, and that was a distraction. Next, and this is actually my biggest complaint, what they're playing in this movie is not basketball. It's a video gameized version of it where the rules of the game have been changed. Why is that bad? Well, to put it lightly, the way this game is scored is random, and it means literally nothing. One move could get you 1 point, or it might get you thousands of points. There's no way to tell, there's no rhyme or reason as to how it works, and this is especially bad because look, when I was a kid, and even now, I'm not the biggest sports fan. I've always liked other things in life, but I went through a phase as a kid, and I'm sure other kids did as well, where I loved basketball because of Space Jam. You could sit down and watch a real game of basketball and understand it based off of the events of Space Jam. It's the same rules, the same scoring system, everything. The only difference is that there aren't cartoon characters also playing in real life. In a way, it was special. It made kids want to play basketball. In no way, shape, or form do I foresee this film making kids want to play basketball. It might make them want to play a video game or something, but that's it. So that's a giant reason as to why I think this film isn't as magical as the former film. Also, because the gaming rule set in this film is all over the freaking place and holds no logic whatsoever, it also tosses out the tension of the film. You can't really follow along with the game when the next player could, snap their fingers and suddenly their team is winning when they were losing by hundreds of points prior to that. Again, there is no rhyme or reason to how the points work. Another slight complaint I had with this film was that Bugs Bunny and the rest of the Looney Tunes are cartoons for a reason. The minute that they transform into CGI, I was like, oh, no, I don't want that. It's weird. I mean, the graphics themselves are fine, but the Looney Tunes belong in a cartoon world. Then again, I also wasn't the biggest fan of the animation of the cartoons here either because it wasn't drawn. Drawn cartoons always look better, at least in my opinion. With that being said, let's go ahead and break down my final score for Space Jam: A New Legacy. From an unbiased technical viewpoint, like I said, I did like a lot of the stuff going on visually. It's a very visually appealing film, technically speaking. Even if some of those visuals are a bit fake looking, just like the first movie that works for the film because of the cartoon nature of the characters. So the visuals are good, but poor casting choices. I don't care what stats LeBron has. He's no MJ. He has no charisma or charm. He can't act. Nothing like that. This score is 66%. My bias score is slightly higher because, I'm not going to say that the film is garbage all around. I thought it was entertaining enough. I loved the WB stuff going on in the background, for instance, and I appreciated the moral to the story. But I had a bad taste in my mouth for pretty much everything else. So even though I was entertained, this is hardly a perfect score at 72%. And when we average out the two scores together, we come to the final rating of 69%. 69 out of 100 possible stars, or a C+ letter grade. What did you guys think about Space Jam 2? Did it meet your expectations? Why or why not? Let me know. And as for YouTube, you guys know what to do. Hit that like, subscribe button, and bell to be notified when I come out with the next review. And until then, peace out.
Dave examines movies we just watch for fun. Davey is the expert. He is the #1 critic that I go to when I need a movie.